guys, it's your girl Okwe and welcome to the All Shows Nigerian channel where I review Nollywood movies, series and reality TV shows. I know, let me address it first. I know I have been on a hiatus and have gone on a really long pause about a month and a half now where I have not posted anything. I am so sorry guys. I'm really sorry. There's no explanation, there's no excuse, nothing. But I do promise you guys that moving forward from now on, you will definitely see more consistency with me. I just feel like I had to get a couple of things like sorted out, like personally and all that before coming into this channel. But trust and believe, moving forward from now, we are going to be consistent. I'm going to try to be consistent and push out videos at least once every week. So once again, I am really sorry for the long pause and no like sort of like explanation as to why it happened. But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know that and know that I'm deeply sorry, and yeah, I hope you guys can forgive me. But yeah, today I'll be reviewing in one of the latest Prime Video movies. Well, it's not really a Prime Video movie, but it recently came into Prime Video a few weeks ago, titled A Tribe Called Judah. This movie has caused a lot of ruckus online, being a record-breaking movie on box office and being like the number one like movie in general, like in Nigeria for the for 2023 and probably still now type of thing. Like this movie particularly has caused a lot of buzz on social media and like just in general in Nigeria and outside of Nigeria type of thing. So I feel like it would be right to like come back with a bang by reviewing such a movie that has caused so much ruckus, and hopefully you enjoyed this review. If you enjoy it and you are new here, please don't forget to click the subscribe button and turn on your notifications using the notification bell so you get notified every single time I post a new video. And if you're a returning subscriber or a returning viewer, hey, thank you so much for sticking with me and riding with me. I really, really, really appreciate the support. And yeah, let's get into the nitty gritty of this review. So there are four categories I'll be basing my review on. That will be the cast performance, movie originality or creativity, positive things I liked about this movie, and of course the negative things have I did not like, the negative things I did not like about this movie and how they, in my opinion, they could have like improved, like type of thing. So in terms of cast performance, the cast for this movie entailed or included Funke Akindele Bello, Timini Egbuson, Jide Kene Achufusi, Toby Makinde, Olumide Oworo, Uzi Usman, Uzo Arukwe, Genoveva Ume, and many more well-known Nollywood actors and actresses. In my opinion, I honestly feel like they all did good, but I wouldn't say it was a great or a stellar performance. And if anything, I feel like there was a lot of overacting and overly dramatic scenes by most of the cast. But then again, that is what is to be expected from a Funke Akindele movie or series. If you know Funke Akindele, you already know that a lot of her movies are bass like very overly dramatic, like very like heightened behaviors and all those type of things. So it wasn't really anything that I did not expect. And yeah, that's all I have to say about the cast performance. In terms of movie originality or creativity, I feel for a Funke Akindele movie, the money heist idea or theft or whatever robbery was honestly a creative approach and honestly a bit different from what we're used to her producing. However, I do have a few unpleasant things later on that I will say about that. But overall, it was a bit refreshing to see her step out a bit from her usual norms or typical like movies that she produces and series and all that. So that was really nice that at least we know that that creative vision to like do better and produce better and give us something that is not really expected from her usual norms is possible with her like production. In terms of movie positives, I definitely feel like this movie was a comedic relief. It was very entertaining in that way, like being funny. The marketing for this movie was on point. Obviously, you all know if you were on social media, like I said, the buzz for this movie was crazy. Even before the movie came out, all the actors, actresses, influencers, everybody that she could literally pull into like marketing this movie, she pulled literally. So I would say the marketing presence for this movie was top notch, and that was really nice. The graphics, the special effects, and the cinematography was really great for this movie. I loved it so much, especially when they were highlighting, the sons in the beginning, like, oh, this Judah, this Judah, this Judah, like that profile and everything was really creative. The soundtracks for this movie were really great, and they were really nice for like the different scenes and the different vibes that they were trying to go for. It all flowed seamlessly, and I really, really enjoyed that. In terms of negatives of this movie, I feel like the beginning of the movie was all over the place, in my opinion, and I didn't know where the trajectory of this movie was going or how where it was taking us to. Essentially, I feel like we were wasting time on scenes that felt like filler scenes, in my opinion, and then the important scenes that we needed more context on fell flat and felt a bit rushed, in my opinion. I also don't know if how I feel about the plot progression for this movie. I don't know why I thought that this movie would develop would have this kind of plot where it's like the main plot of the movie would be them trying to like find out who their fathers were and all those type of things. For some reason, I expected this movie to be light-hearted type of thing, and I guess maybe that's me like extending my own predictability on what I would expect from a Funke Akindele movie, like all laughs, light, and all those type of things. But the way this movie drastically changed, like became such a satire and such a sad, like had this like sad mood to it eventually. Like it honestly took me by surprise. um but I feel like the plot progression could have been executed in a more seamless manner. Honestly, it felt really sloppy and confusing, and maybe that's why also it was a shock to me how like all of a sudden from the beginning we had all these like not so heavy, not too like hard, like um stories or whatever that were progressing, and then all of a sudden it's like things just got real all of a sudden. But if I didn't exercise patience like with this movie, I honestly don't know if I would have finished it till the very end. And that's just honestly my opinion. I feel like they could have done better in making the plot more clear and making it flow more seamlessly, if that makes sense. Comment down below if you understand what I'm trying to say in that aspect. I also had much high expectations for the heist scene, like I said. And initially, not gonna lie, the entrance made me excited of what was to come. Like when I saw them like coming into the mall, dressed up in their costumes and everything. But boy, was I disappointed once it progressed, because to me, it just felt very rushed and lackluster. I really wish it was well executed properly, and because we know, and especially because we know that they have the budget to execute this movie properly. We know you guys had the money to execute something much more professional, and I feel like it just lacked some sort of like depth and what's it called, intentionality regarding like how some things like played out in this movie. I didn't also like how even up to the end we were still left with the cliffhanger of the whereabouts of the fathers of Mama J's son. I feel a good plot could have been formed around that whole situation as well, and it just felt like the surface level summary that they gave of the fathers in the beginning, it just fell off as a failed attempt or answer to satisfy us, the viewers, regarding the whys of how everybody got to where they were, or how things came to be what they were, like from the moment that the movie started. Like I just feel like I expected a bit more clarity and I don't know, like more clarity on that aspect of like, okay, what happened with the fathers. Like I feel like they gave some context on some of the fathers, but it's like then again they left us with this cliffhanger. Oh, okay, what exactly really happened? Like it just felt very superficial, the explanations that they gave regarding the fathers, and I really wish that they capitalized more on those type of things rather than scenes that felt like filler, like they were filler scenes, in my opinion. Was this movie worth all the hype? To be honest, not really, in my opinion. I really feel like this was a Nollywood movie with some really good potential, but somewhere along the line ended up being a typical glorified Nollywood movie, which yet again lacks substance, clarity, and range. I know I sound very mean right now, but and you guys probably think I have such high expectations for Nollywood movies, but it's not necessarily me having high expectations. It's me knowing that we have the potential to actually go a step further with our movies, and we choose not to because we think that majority of our viewers, which maybe may be the case, just want something that is light, comedic, and they are satisfied. And I feel like that mindset has probably taken us so far in the years past, But I feel like right now we need to see more with Nollywood movies. We've started to see more with Nollywood movies, with movies like Breath of Life, Adire, Sister that we got like in 2022 or 2023 years. Those were solid movies. But I just feel like we need more of those, and what better time to start making that change or making those like improvements if not like now type of thing. A lot of Nigerians are what's it called, waking up and saying that okay, comedy can take us so far, but like we actually need a solid storyline these days, like um to just make the entire experience with watching these movies like more wholesome, in my opinion. What made this movie stand out primarily and be a record-breaking Hollywood movie in box office, in my opinion, was because of the face behind the brand itself, like the face behind the production, which we know is Funke Akindele. That lady, everybody knows her. Like, I don't think there's any Nigerian that doesn't know who Funke Akindele is. So I feel like her presence alone with this movie is part of the reasons why the trajectory like it it blew up literally. And I also feel like I said in the beginning, the marketing for this movie was top notch. Like nobody does it better than Funke Akindele in the Nollywood space when it comes to marketing, and I feel like that was honestly their main catalyst to getting them to where they got to regarding this movie. Um, some things that just didn't make sense to me also in this movie were that how was Mama J and her mother looking the same age? Like that didn't make sense to me. I can't remember the name of the actress that played her mother, but they literally in the movie look the same age. And if I'm being honest, Mama J even looked more like older than her type of thing. So that just didn't make sense to me. This movie also had no business being almost 150 minutes long when almost half of the scenes felt like fillers. Like y'all need to do better. If you're going to give us a 2.5 long movie, it needs to make sense because I'm not going to waste. That was literally 2.5 what's it called hours of my life wasted on this. You could have saved us you could have saved us an hour off this movie, like cut off an hour from it, because it really did not have to be 2.5 minutes long. It wasn't that kind of movie. It did not eat like that. That's just my opinion. And also during the heist, please, why were they using their real names and calling each other their actual names in the scene? That just didn't make sense to me, because what if there was a camera that was like recording them visually and audio wise type of thing? Like obviously the thing would have picked up their names. So I just feel like that was stupid, and that just didn't make sense, because in a real life setting you shouldn't be calling your names in a heist like situation, in a theft situation type of thing. You should be doing things coded. But yeah, those were just my observations regarding those type of things. Overall, what would I rate this movie? Honestly, I would rate this movie a solid 6.5 out of 10. It was okay, but it could have been better, to be honest. But I would definitely love to hear what you guys thought about this movie. Comment down below in the comment section, and I would love to like hear what you have to say. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next one. I promise it will be more frequent. So yeah, take care, and yeah,